For the last 4 months, my business has made $14,000 per month, every month, as a university student. And I've got the screenshot to prove it, where, here we go, Vitae Outreach, that's the business's name. Gross volume, it's a bit up and down. I was traveling then, so it was a bit less streamlined. But yeah, and it wasn't always like this. And I break it down into 3 main stages that I'm going to show you today in this quick video. And this is where we are now. We'll get to that. This is where we started, and this was the in-between stage, but we'll start here. So I started posting videos on Instagram in April 2025, and I was making $0 a month. And as we can see here, 14th of April 2025, and I was posting about internships, early careers, and things like that, and sharing what I was learning, because I'd had a couple internships. People were asking me how I did it. So I made content, and I thought it would be a good way to get out there and to just overcome the fear of what people thought about me. So I did that, just content on Instagram, and then people would DM me asking for help, and I'd then help them like that. But again, I wasn't making any money doing this, because it was just for the sake of it, really. And then a few months later, into August/September 2025, I built out my page a bit more. I put the bio, I put different things here, and then I had a link in bio. And what this link in bio went to, well, actually that says Linktree, but this is a standstill, but they basically were the same thing, where you could buy digital products, which is a thing I put together, and you could buy it just on this website in exchange for some cash. And so, for example, because I was around getting internships, and that's what my whole thing was at the time, then it was, you could book a call for £50, which is about $75, $70 or so, and you could speak to me for an hour. We could go do some coaching. I could help you get stuff to get internships, and you could also just buy the toolkit, which was cold emails plus a CV that I used to get offers, and I also did the email breakdown and my actual CV. And you see how I've done it, because if the cold email breakdown was £15, the actual CV was £15, but if you bought them together, it was only £20, and it looked like a crazy deal, even though it was just a couple PDFs. And while there were the actual emails, it was my actual CV, right? It didn't cost me anything. It was completely free money. And so I was at around £350 a month, $350, I should say, because it was around £250, which, for someone that's just in the uni student, is kind of funny. It's like, it's pretty easy. It was pretty easy. I was just making videos, right? I mean, that was after 100 posts. So after 100 posts, I was making $350 a month. Like, I could have monetized earlier, but I was kind of unsure when I had the credibility to do it, but I should have started doing this way sooner. And so this was it. It was content on Instagram and LinkedIn at this point. I don't have a screenshot of my LinkedIn here, but it was content on Instagram and LinkedIn, products listed in the bio, and then you just check out and buy the products. And this is a really good way to get started for a lot of people, because it's easy. You don't have to have any overhead. You don't have to deliver anything, because it's just a really easy digital product. So if you're thinking, what am I making content about? If you're in mindset, you could make like a mindfulness meditation app or Notion dashboard, and you could charge $10, $20 for it. If you're positioning yourself as a kind of expert, then you could do a call, you could do a coaching call. People will pay for it. Like, I was obviously making some money with this. People were paying for it, and they were getting value. But as we'll see, this is quite limited, because I had 2,000 followers, 250,000 views and stuff. It's like, how many people do you need to buy this 20 quid thing to actually make any decent money? A lot of people, and you can do it, but again, you need crazy scale. But when you're a smaller creator, charging more to less people is way more profitable, which takes us on to where we are now. $14,000 again, dollars. $14,000 a month with what is selling a transformation. and I've got it in this thing here, which I'll show you. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. So yeah, it's now still content on Instagram, LinkedIn, and also YouTube, which is what you're watching this on. And the page, the Instagram page looks a bit more legit now. It's like it's my name. It's not some random, well, I don't even know what you'd call that, just some other random term. It's now my name. I've now focused on a specific type of person, so it's much clearer who I help, right? It's now graduates getting into high finance without job boards, proof, and then a call to action, go click the link and find out more. Whereas here, it was just like it was just myself. It was like non-target. This is proof and then crazy value, but like, what does that even mean? That doesn't mean anything, so there's no reason to click it because anybody can say crazy value. But if you can say, oh, look, click this and you'll get into high finance in 28 days, that's like, okay, I want to click that. And then my LinkedIn here, so I built it out a bit more. Again, Vitae Outreach, that's the company name. Helping graduates break into high finance without job boards. So again, it's consistent. It's the same image, same line, same name. Yeah, so like the content is a bit different now. This is kind of me just saying whatever came to my mind in the moment on the video. Same here, but here this is planned out. Like I plan out what I'm going to do. I've got a series of kind of scripts, and it's not scripted per se. It's not like everything I know. It's not like I write down everything I'm going to say, but I spend time planning what each video is going to be about, and that gives me a rough framework. So I can then come back at a later date and film it with much less stress because it's already planned out. And also you can see I've done a little bit of speaking. So, I've got average results. I've actually got client results on my page, whereas before I didn't have that. And so here we go. Here's how it works. So here's how I make $14,000 a month as a university student. We have content on Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. This is giving value. So as we can see here, this video is me showing you how to find companies you can reach out to get a job. And also you might see we now focus on graduates because the graduates, they have more desire to get a job. Because looking for an internship, you're like, yeah, it's nice. Yeah, I guess I'd like an internship, but it's not like I'm unemployed, I need a job. Graduates, they're in that spot, so they're willing to pay more. So it's better business. Just being completely honest, like I'm being fully transparent here, right? It is what it is. So then, yeah, the content, that's just giving value. That will then drive to a video sales letter, which is basically a persuasive video getting someone to book a call. And that's what this link is. It sends you to a page. It sends you to this page, and it is basically saying, look, watch the video, book a call. I can do this for you. It works really well. Bunch of social proof as well. Other people that have done it. It's like, look, this is my credibility. This is what I can do for you. Here we go. So it then says how I can help, gives proof, and also gives urgency. Makes people act and like take action that they should take. And then there's a background, or there's an application form. So you fill out some questions to see if you're the kind of person I can help. So whether you're the right education stage, because if you're a first year, or if you're, super, like if you're like pre-university, then it's like, well, you're not a graduate, so I can't really help you. It doesn't really make sense. So to save us both time, that you just can't book a call then. And then you get a call booking. So you get shown my calendar, and then you can book a call in, and that half an hour consultation call. And then between that booking and when the consultation is, there are reminders. So you get reminded to show up on time and stuff. And I'll also reach out to these people. So I'll call them to make sure they've got the link and everything like that. And then on the consultation, we'll work out if I can help them and how I would do that. And then I would explain how and answer their questions. And then close, so they would pay. I would explain the service and what I can do for them, getting them a high finance job in 28 days. They would pay then, and they become a client. And then I would deliver what I said I would. So that's really it. Just 9 simple steps. And yeah, pretty straightforward. Obviously, this took like over a year to develop. So like I remember watching videos like this, people like Charlie Morgan breaking down what they did, and I thought it was really confusing and abstract. But you know, when you've lived it and you're kind of just evolving it as it goes, then you know it's much more. It actually becomes real, and it's much like seeing how it plays out is quite cool. But you know, when I was here, I thought I'd like figured the whole game out. I was like the first day I set up this stand store, which is, you know, I'd recommend you check it out if you're looking to get into making money online. It's a great place to get started. I made $100 in about 3 hours. Sat on a sofa, and I was like, I've cracked the code. I'm never working again. And it was amazing. I was like, wow. 3 or 4 people, like 4 people have just bought my PDF on cold emailing. But yeah, the thing is with these though, they don't really get that great results because it's just a PDF. It's like when you work with someone and you sell a program and you actually work with them closely, you can advise them, and it's how we've got such great results. Because if you're just selling, you know, like a PDF, it's like there's no commitment to implement it. There's no accountability. Whereas when you spend on a program and you've got someone over your shoulder like me, being like, "What's going on? Have you done this yet? Have you got this done?" Then there's way more progress made. But yeah, everybody's got to start out like this. Just again, 100 posts. Then, I mean, I'm not saying 100 posts is the minimum. I started probably too late. I would recommend that you start earlier. Just get used to it. And also, just start, man. Just start. Look at this guy. This guy was so clueless. He had no idea what he was doing. I can tell you a funny story. It was because my laptop had water spilt on it in the Easter holiday. You might call it spring break if you're in America. My laptop had spilt water on it. It was actually an electrolyte mix. So I had electrolyte mix and I spilled it on my computer, so it completely fried all the electronics. And I was sat around feeling like a loser. And I was watching a couple of people like Carby Strength, the guy that worked in Sainsbury's and did night shifts. I was watching that guy and I was like, I can do this. I can make videos. So I started doing it. My delivery was pretty terrible. If you go back and see some of the old ones, the delivery was horrendous. But yeah, keep going, and then you know, it just evolves. It evolves. But there we go. If you're still watching this, perhaps you're looking for an internship or a graduate job. And if you're looking for a graduate job, that's even better because that's exactly what I do. So if you want to see what this looks like firsthand, then check out the link in the description and you can go through this whole stage if you want and maybe become a client, but you know, that's up to you. And we'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your day.